Final whistle, youngster. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 4. Chris, Chloe and Steve for this one. It wasn't the perfect start to pre-season from a result standpoint, Chloe. Was there anything that you enjoyed about that?
The full-time whistle.
Being here with us.
Being in the middle of two sweaty lads. No, wow. I think there was some... we looked sharp at times. There was some good passages of play. We know that we're the same drilled team. You could see that there's nothing really changing about us. Everyone's just got to get into the rhythm of it, really. It's
I feel like there's a book coming.
I mean, did I enjoy it? No. I mean, it wasn't as funny as I probably thought at the time because it's ended up 4-0. But it's not going to mean anything to me in a couple of days' time where if this was the Premier League or something, I'd be thinking about this till Liverpool next play. So, yeah, it was good to see some of the youngsters. We've mentioned them more, and especially it was good to see that final team had something about them. Obviously, we had a lot of the ball. United have countered and got a goal. We got a bit unlucky in that final, 30 minutes, but it's good to see us at least get some minutes under the belt. Hopefully Nunez knows how to control the ball next weekend for his first touch. But it's all about it's literally just making sure you're in those situations, because it's like Virgil van Dijk when he came back from his injury. You need to be in those type of situations to just get used to them. So I'm sound with it. I mean, I'm not happy with 4-0 against Man United, but it is what it is.
Steve, question for you, and I know the answer doesn't really matter one way or another, but would you not have been better putting the third team out at the first?
No, who cares? It's ultimately it's one of them, mate, where you don't know what United are going to do. You've got to go with your plan and stuff. And again, it was just what the good was all right and the bad was shocking. I think there was a couple there who were just bad errors. That the first 3 goals essentially are just comical from Liverpool, and the fourth is a pretty good Man United counter attack that starts by Ibu doing really well and giving it away a poorish, easy ball to read. So that was the only disappointing thing. I think Jürgen will. I don't think he'll care. I think we'll hear him late saying obviously you never want to lose, but it is literally we just want to get fit and get the lads all back. Some of them have been back a few days. Like Mo Salah met them off the plane when they got there. So it's fine. We looked quite sharp at it. I think that the team that ended the game looked all right. Looked quite sharp. Trent looked good. Salah looked good. Thiago and Naby looked all right. So it is what it is. It's just I think when you're a lad who's on the fringes, pre-season can be your chance to impress. I think we've seen that before, lads who have just done all right in pre-season before the playing. I actually think Curtis did a bit of that. Curtis got his chance because of having a good pre-season, and before he's option number 1. Conor Bradley did it last season. Got himself in the League Cup sides and stuff like that. Yeah, and Reece Williams as a shocker, Nat as a bit of a shocker as well. Again, they're lads potentially looking for moves. Maguire as a bad one for the first goal, makes up for it a little bit later on, but yeah, that was the thing.
I was impressed with him. I was really impressed.
I was over he looked all right. He just he had the shocker that you're going to remember. So yeah, it's never nice to lose, but ultimately again, mate, it really does. If we'd have won 4-0, it'd have been brilliant, and we'd have been laughing at Man United, but I'm not that bothered. It's just I was impressed by how that final team looked. Again, put it into context, you're playing against Man United reserves at that point, and you still couldn't score. There's obviously not all rainbows everywhere, but yeah, ultimately it is a fitness exercise. Jürgen's doing it just to get minutes in legs, and we know that he's trained today and he trained yesterday, and he'll be doing sessions after sessions. So you've got to bear all that in mind. I actually think of that middle team was fascinating, where it was a really mix mash. And Milner
and up on the screen now. Actually,
yeah, Milner.
It's up there now.
Yeah, so Milner and Chamberlain actually of that team looked like, reminded you a little bit. We need Ox, because we know now Jürgen doesn't look like he's going to sign any midfielders. So if Oxlade-Chamberlain going to need him to play, he needs us to. Not even if it's not to save his Liverpool career, his next move, if it depends on how he does this season, there's a lot riding on it for Chamberlain. So I was impressed by how he did, but yeah, like Chloe said before, it's the best part was when the final whistle, really.
I must admit, there was one player who kind of stood out to me, and it was that Stefan Biaszczak.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to pronounce it, obvious by now.
I hate all this side to butt in. I do hate I mean, obviously it's a friendly, so fine, but like, you know, when like you've just played City and City have like took 2 points off you at Anfield, and you've got Alisson and them all hugging each other, that does my right.
They're all mates, that's the thing.
I know, but
innit?
it
Like,
still
you know what I
does
mean?
my head in.
It is infuriating.
I want them to be like Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard in that England side where
no, we're not friends.
You're like, nationality I'm not asked about. Me, club football is what is important.
That's the game's changed in that regard.
Like
it's
that
like
anymore.
Liverpool and Man City players, the Brazilians literally getting the same plane over, and they're obviously all busy mates with each other and stuff. But look, that Stefan Brazczyk, I thought he had a really sort of nice 30 minutes. You know, got himself about, put himself about, made sure he got tackles in. Just did the simple things well. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain, which Steve touched upon, James Milner, Kostas Tsimikas whipped a couple of nice balls into the box as well. Clark actually put himself about a little bit, Bobby Clark, in that middle third. The third team, Hill, stood out for me. I thought he did really well. I think on a team that's full of Mo Salah and Darwin Nunez and stuff, Hill put himself about a little bit. I had no expectations of what we were going to see there. Comes in on that left-hand side, must be absolutely cheddared to be able to play with that team. Big cheesy grin, cheddared. To be able to play on that left-hand side. And he's come in and he's held his own. Trent Alexander-Arnold looked all right. Robbo, sound. You know what to expect from Konate and Virgil van Dijk. They're going to be fine. I think the big mistake, potentially, is giving United a little bit of confidence. Yeah. Like, and that's, you can't control that now, but maybe with hindsight you put your best team out first, or maybe it's to do with time of trainings. Who knows?
I must say, like, you might say, listen, I want these to have a proper warm up on the side of the pitch before, you know, like a real warm up. We don't know what the schedules are. I think you're right to reference on the watch along. Like, if I'm Matip or Gomez, I'm thinking, well, maybe if that's the first team with Jota playing on the left or Diaz, whoever, instead of Hill. If I'm thinking, I wonder if Ibu is now first choice then. I wouldn't be shocked if he is. He starts the Champions League final, so he probably was anyway. But that was the one. I think you don't take much from pre-season, but I don't know if you agree, Klopp, but I think you can read a little bit into that one. Yeah,
you can. I think, you know, it's also a case that second team, the others were, the first one was fairly balanced. I thought you had a good mix of youngsters and experienced players. In that second team, it was very much, you just had Oxlade-Chamberlain and Milner, and like you had the two centre-halves,
Matip.
But it was like, you've got to make up for everyone else around you who's going to be less experienced, maybe a bit intimidated about playing in this game, even if it is a pre-season friendly. And the third team, we all know what the third team is like, but we talk about Matip and Gomez. Gomez can't really have any arguments in the sense of he's not played enough games to even show himself. Matip knows Konate's been the best in terms of Champions League games. He's being picked in the biggest competition in football, in my opinion, there. So I think he could kind of expect that as well. And it's not saying you're not going to play in the Premier League, because it is a case
of... rotate them in. They're going to rotate, aren't they?
But I think what you could tell with the last team, obviously, because we had so much possession, our centre-halves didn't really have to do anything. I didn't get to see Virgil van Dijk. I didn't get to see him do a switch or anything.
He had one track back that he won. That was all he had to do, essentially.
And the other one was he had 4 against 1, couldn't do nothing about it. So there was hardly anything for our centre-halves and full-backs to do. Trent is passing's absolutely ridiculous as crossing. Would have liked Nunez to get on the end of them. And also another big point is we hit the post 3 or 4 times in that game. We could have and we should have scored. And maybe if you do score, even if it is pre-season friendly, maybe something does switch in the team and you go on to score a couple more, who knows.
Yeah, got an interesting super chat here from Akash. It was 100 rupees, or as we say, squiggles. For the 4th goal, our midfield had Fab and Thiago, and the United youngsters cut through that easily. Yeah. If we don't get a proper midfielder, we will again celebrate coming second.
Yeah, I'm bored of it, man. It's pre-season, forget about it. I think Liverpool should sign another midfielder. I don't think it'll I don't know. People disagree. Like, I don't think not signing a midfielder doesn't mean Liverpool won't win the title. Signing a midfielder doesn't mean Liverpool would win the title. It's far too binary to say that. Seasons are so unpredictable. Like I say, referenced earlier, I think Liverpool should go and buy one. We know why they're not going it, because they picked who they want and they're waiting to get him. Just that's what's happening. We know that's happening. You might not agree with it, but it's happening. It just is, so get on with it.
Yeah. Look, I think, you know, Manchester City are an unbelievable side. We know that. We've seen that for the last 4 odd years. To beat them, you've got to get the right person. don't get the wrong person. Don't just fucking spaff your load on fucking anybody, you know what I mean? Save it until you're going to put a ring on it. You know what I mean?
Mate, we know they want Bellingham. We just know they do, and whether they're trying behind the scenes or not, we don't know.
Would a Bellingham deal where we sign him in January, or it's announced for January, or it's announced for next year? Do you think that would put people at ease?
No, but I don't think so, because there are people who just are really upset by it. I go back by it. I think they probably should sign a midfielder. If it was me, I would sign a midfielder and I'd let Chamberlain go.
I'd want Barella.
But
100%.
But they're not going to do it. So what are you going to do? I'm just going to sit here and moan about something that I know is not going to happen. It's like I hate paying my taxes. I hate it. It pisses me off. But
see, I believe in the taxation system.
I like it. I don't mind. But I hate when I look at my wage slip and I go, for fuck's sake. Or like, I hate that my gas bill's gone up like 300 quid. But I'm just going to bitch about it all the time because there's no point in it. I think, again, go back to it. I think they should. I think they are. The balance of the midfield in terms of all the squad isn't right for me. There's no one nailed on, but we're not going to get one. So but again, not getting one and getting one, I don't think it's the difference between winning the league and not winning the league. I'll be honest, I don't think it's that simple. I don't think we lost the league last season because we didn't have ex midfielder. I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've been doing this for 12 years now, and I've seen it the same every single season. And about 7 years ago, I think I switched off the transfers because you can't win. Like, and this thing, you're not supposed to win. There's nothing to win or lose. Like, I've seen fucking Toffee TV win the transfer window and Everton win I've seen loads of teams win the transfer window and literally have nothing to show for it at the end of the season. And I've seen Liverpool sign nobody and win a league title. Like, we've seen it all every single year. We know that you've got to build a squad up. You can't just build a squad in one window. You've got to build a team and you've got to build a squad over multiple windows, and it's that sort of continued excellence that gives you an opportunity to win. Maybe now, maybe in the future. So it's not about I'm backing FSG because of this. It's like, if Klopp thinks they're good enough, then like, so sound. And here's the thing, I'm a supporter of a football team, me. That's what I am. I consider myself a supporter. I don't consider myself part of the transfer committee. I just don't. I'm not deluded like that. Like, and I don't think that me, you, whoever with a big audience is going to make a difference. No, like, and that's the other part of where I feel that people can get deluded about things. It's like, yeah, you got 5,000 subscribers, and yeah, you're whinging all the time. Fantastic. Like, you do you. That's fine by me. Don't drag our name into it, which is what I'm talking about now. Like, I will always tell the truth as I see it. And you might not like that, and you might like that, and I don't care one way or another, really. I'd probably prefer you to like it. Probably prefer me not to think I'm not a dickhead. But I'm also not fucking got a massive ego to think that fucking Julian Ward's watching my YouTube channel thinking, better fucking change it because Chris has got a fucking grump on there. Like.
You know, it'd be nice. There'd be other things I'd be moaning about. Yeah, I like I say, mate, I think we'd all agree. It'd be nice if Liverpool could go and sign Jude Bellingham now. I don't think any of us would be like, oh, bollocks, we don't need him. We don't want him. But again, I'm conditioned to, like, I know how these lot act. I know how Liverpool act. I think if they thought he were desperate for it, Jürgen would get his way. I think I think he answered the question himself the other day, and he listed all the players. He's happy with what he's got, so we'll crack on. And but going back to that point, I don't think it's as binary as sign a midfielder, you will definitely win, or don't sign one and you will definitely lose. It's going to be a tight race, and we're going to get to April, and us and Man City are going to be level or 1 or 2 points behind each other going into the end of the season. That's what's going to happen. I'm 99% certain of that. I just think that's where we are. Have they got better? They've signed a world-class forward, some decent squad options. They're also losing players themselves, so who knows how good Man City are going to be. We know what's going to happen. They're going to be somewhere between 92 and 98 points probably, and Liverpool are going to be somewhere between 92 and 98 points. That's what's going to happen. I'm almost certain of it. Is there anything we can do to tip the balance our way?
I reckon Man United will finish 10 points higher than they did last season at a push.
Yeah, maybe.
At a push, Man United.
Yeah, potentially.
Which puts them about 20 odd points behind.
And that's a big swing. To jump 10 points is massive. 8
teams don't generally get above 8, do they?
Yeah, difference.
I think that's apart from Liverpool when we completely lost our entire side and then jumped 20 odd points.
Yeah.
Year on year, that's about where the
What's your thoughts on the transfer, the midfield stuff then, Klopp? 'Cause I think that's the talking point that we're going to. Everyone's on about.
I'm just bored of it, to be honest with you. Like, it's a case of, remember, you mentioned Sal from last season. I got to a point where either just announce him or just fuck him off. Someone just tell me what's going on, because I can't be bothered.
But that's the point. Liverpool are telling us this. Jürgen literally said that player isn't on the market.
And
he told us this.
My point is would I like more signings? Yeah, I would, but I'm a football fan, and signings get me excited, so I'm always, no matter who it is. You know, Takumi Minamino came in. I was excited to see Takumi Minamino. I'm excited to see Darwin Nunez. I mean, they could sign anyone and I'd probably be excited. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm here to support the team, and no matter who puts on a red shirt, if they give me 100%, oh my God,
we're getting losers medals.
Sorry, that is horrific. That's awful news.
That's not great, is it? To be honest with you.
Where are they going to end up?
I don't know, but we had a bit of a. I think it was a YouTube member actually who says, "I feel sorry for those who took half a day off for this game. I can't imagine anyone taking half a day off."
Wow, who's doing that? Fair play to you.
Good on you. And Alex Pisani with a $7.99 super chat, Australian dollars. Good to see the young lads get a run out. Fabio look class. Hopefully you can see more of Nunez tomorrow. Look great, but a little gassed after 30. And I suppose that's it really, isn't it? You know, there's a little bit of excitement for what Nunez is. System doesn't seem to have changed too much, but we'll see more and we'll find out more as pre-season unfolds. And you can do that with us. On Friday, the next game, we'll be here for the watch long again. I would tell you who we're playing, but I've completely forgotten.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace.
In
where?
Singapore.
What's the stadium called?
No idea.
No.
And we're tagging out to Steve for another stay. You've got Stevie Plunk with you.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's you two are Stevie Plunk.
Okay,
it's a bit of a later kick-off, is it?
Is he sweaty as well by any chance?
No.
Not as much as us, is he?
No, he's not.
Wonderful.
No. It's a 1:35 kickoff in Singapore National Stadium.
Obviously.
So it's not an earlier kickoff. I don't think.
It's very much earlier.
It is earlier.
What was it? Was it 2 o'clock today? And it's 1:35 on Friday.
Yeah.
That's 25 minutes earlier.
That is very much 25 minutes earlier. And that's probably a good time to end the show. Thank you all very much for watching. Join us on Friday at an earlier time of 1:20.
Thank you so much for joining us on this video. Do drop a like and share it on social media if you enjoyed. And if you want more from us, please do consider joining Redmen Plus, our Liverpool streaming service. Get access to documentaries about Liverpool legends, past and present, interviews with Liverpool legends, past and present, and more Redmen shows each and every week in video and in podcast. It's redmenplus.com.